know something? More than half the people who live on this little planet now live in cities. Human beings have become an urban species, and the cities we live in are growing by over 1 million people every week. Things will never be the same again. Welcome to Lagos, the largest city in Nigeria, and the fastest growing of all the megacities, of 10 million people and more, which are popping up all over the world. Each week, another 10,000 people pour into the slums which make up 3/4 of Lagos, and they're already full to bursting. Every square inch is being used by someone, and space is in such demand that the city is sprawling in every direction it can, even into the lagoon which surrounds it.
When we first come here, all this place is water, surrounded with water.
But despite this chaotic approach to urban planning, life in the ghettos on the water isn't all about poverty, pollution, and cholera, you know. These people can show you that a little bit of chaos is not always a bad thing.
This boat is sinking. It's sinking down. They're trying to bail it up.
They're resourceful, determined, and unbelievably resilient.
This is my own identity, to let people recognize the work that I'm doing.
And they're successfully adapting to the realities of modern city life in ways which you, in the so-called developed world, couldn't even imagine. If you want to know how the city has grown, then these are the people to ask. The inhabitants of Lagos's version of Venice, a slum built on water called Makoko. "200 years ago, this was just a small fishing village on the edge of Lagos Lagoon. But as more and more people flooded into the expanding city, looking for somewhere to settle, they began to build houses on stilts. Now Makoko extends half a mile out into the water and is home to over 100,000 people. And counting.
I'm so happy today. For more happiness, my child deliver new baby girl. I'm so happy to watch. Now we have a look.
Take this guy, Chube. He first came here some 40 years ago when he was in his 20s, and he's seen the place transformed. Now aged 65, he's the proud father of 18 children, and as of today, 5 grandchildren, most of whom still live with him in the oldest part of Makoko.
Today, I want to declare that they don't want to declare my very say no. So I want to declare and to God don't.
Like most of the people who first settled in Makoko, Chube is a fisherman. But with 3 daughters at university, 10 children at various schools, and more food to put on the table every day, he's become an expert at making money from the most unlikely of places.
I'm making the fish pond. If we do the fish pond, you will get, if you use almost 100,000, it may be at the end of the day, you can get 200,000. So 100,000 will be your profit. Go straight, man. You see, this is the fish we train for the fish pond. Yeah, okay, drop it. By next year, we enjoy some. So we can make a pepper soup and have a taste how the fish look like.
I want to go to the toilet. There's no order.
If you sit here, the water will wash it away. So you cannot get order. Everything is clean. That's why we love it.
Now, you might not want to go for a swim round here, but everything else in Makoko takes place on the water. People commute to work. Goods are brought to market. And every day, the children are rowed to school. And it's water that accounts for the huge piles of rubbish lying by people's houses. Because this is no ordinary litter. It's land reclamation, Makoko style.
You see all this rubbish? We put all this rubbish. After 6 months, when it is settled down again, we put another rubbish. To avoid the smelling, we go to Ebutemeta and collect the sawdust. So we put this sawdust on top. When it's strong, we started to put sand on top, so it will be straight. When we first come here, all this place is water, surrounding with water. So from up over there, you can get it, all is water. We just make this type of bridge. So when we looked at the bridge, always the plank damage, we feel that if we started to adopt another system that with all this rubbish, we can use to fill all this place. So we develop here by ourselves.
Makoko must be one of the only places on earth where people actually pay to have rubbish dumped on their doorsteps. The standard fee for a load of rubbish diverted from the dump is 30 pence. And after a couple of years, a ton or so of sand, and a few boatloads of sawdust, you've got yourself an island. Unless, of course, your boat springs a leak.
This boat is sinking down. They are trying to bail it up.
Half a mile or so downstream from Makoko is the place where all this sawdust comes from, Ebute Metta, West Africa's largest timber yard. Clustered along the banks of the lagoon are more than 100 sawmills, cutting vast quantities of timber every day. As the slums of Lagos continue to expand, it's this place which is supplying all the wood. This guy, Paul, came here 5 years ago from his village in the east, looking for work and a place to sleep on the sawdust. Now he's worked his way up to one of the top jobs in the yard, as chief saw operator at Fumi's mill.
This is very big wood, very, very big. I'm putting the measurement. This one brings big measurement. This one will produce big money.
In charge of a team of 8, cutting up to 200 planks in a day, Paul has become one of the highest earners in the mill. And after a year of saving, he finally has a good chance to fulfill his ambition, his own house in Makoko. All he needs is a few thousand naira more, and the place is his. But for the time being, he lives in the office, in the corner of the mill.
This is the mat that I'm sleeping with. At times in the night, I put it in this way. I put it in this way. And when I'm sleeping at night, this is how I do put it. When there is no mosquito, that's the time that I sleep correct. But when there's mosquito, I can't sleep. It's not cool being here because he saw me where I work. I'm supposed to have my own personal room as a person that have rented house. The saw is dull and it's cut. Want to cut. So I'm removing it because I want to cut. When I leave it now, next thing you will hear, why? Sunday. Oh yeah, come and carry it to Sodoto. Tell Sodoto that the saw want to cut and it's dull, it's bending.
A few days ago, Paul took on 2 boys called Sunday and Afis, who both left their parents in the country to come to Lagos to look for work, and have now ended up in Ebute Metta. They claim to be 15 and 17, but no one really believes them.
Go with this.
The work in Ebute Metta is very hard. There are many work. The one that I'm doing now, when you have power, you can't do it because you are going to carry a big wood. You are going to push the machine with your power. So before you work here, you need to have the power.
They are trying. Sunday and at least they are trying. They are the one to bring the saw. That is their work, to change the saw. And Sunday is complaining that he want to go break, that he want to go and eat. That is getting weak.
Fumi, the mill boss, is keeping a close eye on Paul's new recruits. She's run this place with an iron fist for 20 years and can spot trouble from 100 yards. Fumi's is typical of most of the mills in Ebute Metta. They're family-owned and run by the wives, and they tend to buy off the same individual suppliers year in, year out. Anywhere else in the world, there'd be multinational logging firms all over this place. But round here, anyone with a bit of sense and a chainsaw can set themselves up as a logger.
So the length is 12.1. Oya mark it.
Moses here is a student at Ogun State University, 100 kilometers outside Lagos. While many undergraduates have part-time jobs, he pays for his entire marine engineering course by coming to his local jungle twice a year to cut the plentiful awan trees, which are much in demand at Ebute Metta.
When bush day self in Lagos, nowhere you can find this type of wood, type of this tree. No wood of almond tree, because in old days they don't fell all this one. They don't fell and finish for Lagos area, because you know that Lagos area is nearby the sawmill. That is why they finish the forest there. Okay. That's it, Abi. So from here to that place is 12 feet, 12-1. When we carry it to reach Lagos, he will be able to pay us very well. We go see, we can see like a 500 naira or 1,000 naira on one pieces like this.
Moses has hit on a simple way to get his wood out of the forest. He waits for the rainy season to flood the area and comes back with a boat to drag the whole lot into the nearest river, which floods into the Lagos Lagoon. From there, it's a 3-day journey to Ebute Metta, which is where his troubles really start.
When I get to Lagos, I'm never happy. Trouble of Lagos State is too much. Area boss, talk boss, they are plenty. They will be able to tax them, pickpocket, do this. But I will collect something before you go. But at this area, nothing like that.
A couple of days after he's stocked his new fish pond, Chube's come up with another surefire way of making extra money for his family. He's found a cheap source of imported European fish and plans to turn his home into a fish smokery.
Where we take fishing as our occupation, so nothing pertain to the fish, how to kill it, how to smoke it, how to butcher it, how to cut it, everything we know. This fish is a foreign fish, so they import this to Nigeria here. After when they smoke it, then we took it to market. You know, get out of this one bag, you can get 500 or 1,000 gain.
Chube is especially keen for his teenage son, Payo, to get involved. He started hanging out with a local gang and is driving his parents up the wall.
My father, the name is Bien, that Ojulowo, he didn't thief. My father didn't thief. And my father born me. I didn't thief. And I want that name to reign on my son. That he is a good child. That is why I'm talking. Because we must be vigilant. And I want my child to be a good child. Konga eni ayoran. Kona yojuna karuma.
Fish are not the only thing on Chube's mind. After a lot of hard work, he's come up with a fiendishly complicated mathematical formula, which he is sure will guarantee huge winnings in the national lottery.
Yeah, this is a chart of the lotto. The chart is this. If you watch the game here, that this week he played this number. After 4 weeks, he repeat this also number. After you count 1, 2, 3, you're supposed to play these 2 games. So you may carry it and they play the game. This is the way we use this chart to forecast. So this is Lotto International.
Every evening, without fail, Chube insists his entire family gather for a meal.
All our family will sit down together and eat together. That's what we call a good family. And to be eating together, you will encourage your child when he grown up to gather as well to eat with the children. I prefer the life to eat together more than to chop alone. Anybody chop alone, die alone.
As dawn creeps over the waters of the lagoon, it's easy to forget the noisy, dirty chaos of the modern city. Because out here, nothing has changed for decades. Every morning, clustered together somewhere near the center of the lagoon, you'll find this flotilla of boats and 500 or so sand boys getting ready to dive for sand at the bottom of the lagoon, 10 feet below. Daniel and Kisme have been collecting sand the old-fashioned way, by hand, with a bucket, their whole lives. The breeze blocks used to build the slums and tower blocks of Lagos all start here.
Let me use my draw first. This is alcohol, aromatic schnapps. I only need little, just small. It's fine. The moment you use this, get inside water, you will feel all right. You won't feel cold.
This is a bucket. Now, I won't go inside water. Just like this. When I go like this, look at me. This is how we are used to walk. Yeah. You see?
Ayo. Oi.
Huh?
Toma silent.
Huh?
Silent. Good girl. Nothing silent. Huh?
This is how we use. So a lot of buckets.
Working fast before the sun gets too high, it usually takes Daniel and Kisme just a couple of hours to fill this whole boat with the high-quality sharp sand, so essential to the building trade.
I so love it. If I'm inside the water, I'm okay. I don't feel tired. You know, when the sand is inside the bucket, it will be very light when you are coming up. But by the time you want to move it up, it will be very heavy. So you need to use your own power to push it and put it inside the boat.
This bucket, I see him be the iron. We chop the hand, see how the hand be. This is the iron that I chop our hand. That's why our hand just be like this. Let me clean it. This is how it is. This hand so like identity. Anywhere I be, my hand I will show them that is type of work I'm working. So they will recognize it. Say, it is true that you are working in this type of work. It's a hard work, oh my brother. I can't just tell you a lie. That's it. By 1 hour to this time, you have to finish this book. So that's how things be.
Barely a week after taking on the 2 new boys, Paul's regular assistant saw operator has quit, and Sunday can't believe his luck because Paul has decided to try him out in the job.
It's Sunday that is doing the work now. So Sunday is doing it. He's trying for pushing the machine. But he's a small boy, no, he's a small boy. So, but he's trying as much as he can, as a small boy. I'm even praising him.
But moi, je sais que t'aimes bien. Iṣẹ́ ibi báyìí náà lágbà mọ́ mọ́ fara sísan pé kí n máa ṣe. Gba tí mo ń ṣe díẹ̀díẹ̀, ó má mi lára. pàtó a máa mi láàrin mi gan sef kò sẹ́ni wúwẹ́ tí mi lè ṣiṣẹ́ mọ́ sí àmọ́ wọ́n ti ń ṣiṣẹ́ sí.
Sunday's promotion will bring him an extra 80 pence a day, but he needs to watch out. Only 2 weeks ago, a new saw operator was electrocuted and killed. And this morning, a few doors down from Fumi's yard, another broken electric cable has just been discovered.
The cable that brings the light direct from the meter down to the machine is the cable that got cut. So if anybody incidentally touched the cable, it's totally dead.
Payo! Payo!
Last night, Payo disappeared and didn't get in until this morning. And Chube is worried that he's going to get in real trouble. To protect him, Chube has called in a local herbalist to apply a magic formula to a series of razor cuts.
If the tape broke bottles, shook you, it will not enter. Knife will not enter. Machete will not enter. This is what we're doing now. All the boys in Lagos, they will come as a rascal boy. We don't have money when we use with the tradition. We are to doing this to guide ourselves because we don't. All those big men who don't get money, they can keep a security in their gate, but we will not get security. We not get the thing. What you know, you will take to protect yourself.
Chube was brought up using these traditional methods in his home village and still uses a number of preparations and charms, which he has adapted for modern city life.
Yeah. This one is for my own protection and it's our tradition use, not English people use. It's we black prepare this by ourselves, by oracle. It's black medicine. So we make it, there's so many things inside. There's a air, there's a teeth, there's so many things, but I cannot count all. It can help you when they shoot you gun, it will not affect you. So you can escape yourself. If you have a pile, this one, it will not make you go to toilet, but it will make your toilet to be soft. It will soft. If you want to go to toilet, you can go 2 times in a day, and it will be very soft. It will be very easy for you when you go to toilet. So not that you go to toilet, you started to make, but no. So it will dissolve everything. It will come very soft. And when you want to go to toilet, you will love it. Just like that.
That's one of the most striking things about Makoko. Most of the people who live here are like Chube and have come from rural and coastal villages. And now, even though they live less than a mile away from the bustling, modern city center, they still happily combine living in the 21st century with their more traditional way of doing things. Tribal rituals take place with the premiership playing in the background. Health centres supply antibiotics and bark remedies in equal measure. And although everyone has a mobile phone, the news still gets spread by word of mouth. And okay, not everything that is old-fashioned round here is charming. The plumbing, for one, is medieval. And the government, one of the richest in Africa thanks to the oil industry, does absolutely nothing for the place except draw up plans to destroy it. But none of this has stopped Makoko becoming one of the most sought-after postcodes in downtown Lagos. By mid-morning, Daniel and Kismi's boat is full with as much sand as they can carry without sinking. Raising their sail, made from rice sacks hand-stitched together, they join the armada on the 15-mile journey back to the city.
This sand that we are bringing is a beautiful one. Many beautiful houses in Lagos today is the sand that we people were bringing, that they are using to build the house. So we're proud about the work, but solely that the work is very hard work. I just 50 years age. Sooner or later, I will retire because I can't just say I will keep on with this work. In the future, maybe that time they will use machine. That's a special one. We love that one. So that one is an easy job.
One of the reasons it's been so hard for Paul to save enough money to move out of the mill is because of Lagos's erratic electricity supply. Daily power cuts plague the whole city, but in Ebute Metta, when the lights go out, the saws go silent.
The problems of power is that when there is no work like this, when they never take light, we stay and our money doesn't reach. We doesn't collect any money. So when there is light, that's where we collect salary from the work that we do.
It's another 3 hours before the power comes back on, and Paul and the boys are seriously behind. And they've barely got started when everything suddenly comes to a halt.
I had news now that electric key one operator. Now, wow. Very. Maybe we go meeting that electric key one operator that never passed 1 weekend. We tell because of it, stop work for 2 or 3 days. Hey, from back, you better now. One that shall never end. Electric just the kill operators like foul. You want to rotate the zombie? This zombie in Kosher.
Nobody go die here.
Olúwa ṣàánú wa o, má jẹ́ kí gbogbo àwọn operator wa kú dànù báyìí Ọlọ́run. Jésù ṣàánú wa o.
Regardless of the tragedy, no one's earned any money today. And knowing the whole mill will be shut down for 3 days out of respect for the dead operator, Paul decides to keep his saw working through the night.
One operator died, so we will not work tomorrow. All operators will assemble somewhere else. We will do meeting for that.
It's midnight when they cut the last plank. Sunday and Afis have been at the yard since 6 o'clock this morning.
It's not easy because we are sawing big woods, not small wood. So they tried a lot. I praise all of them. So the work comes and end by this time. So we close by this time, you know.
Rice, pepper, beans, yam, chocolate, bread, food. Ila, gari, yam, abdodo.
Even though his house is full to bursting with his ever-expanding family, Chube has decided there's always room for one more. He's heard of a friend who is looking for a room to rent and has offered to help him out. As most of the newcomers to the city don't have much money, he's trying to get the rent up front.
28,800.
It will not much than, let me say, 6 months, you could pass.
6 months?
Couldn't pass.
It's too much.
I feel to just give you everything because if
I know if you there for your hand, I know what you are saying.
No.
Yourself just go and
it's a miracle working God. He can do, if you reach the time that to money coming. Because I believe in him.
Yes, everybody believe in God. We, a human being, we are only know today. Nobody know tomorrow except Almighty God. Nothing we can do past God. I just want to do this favor. If we get like 25,000 naira, look, if we get like 25,000 naira, you understand me? Bring that one.
I will be done.
Okay. All right.
All Chube needs now is a room. And to save as much money as possible, he plans to build one himself.
I'm so happy because when you work, you do the work with happiness. Because if you do it with annoyance, the job will not form.
Five miles out, in the middle of the lagoon, the logs which Moses cut from the jungle a couple of weeks ago are making their way to Ebute Metta. With a group of 20 or so other loggers, Moses has made a huge raft over 1 kilometer long, which is being towed by tugs on the 3-day journey into Lagos.
It's not that I'm only the one that get this 3,500, but my own is 100 pieces out of it. So likewise, my friend, every person have their own of pieces. Obama, èèyàn dúdú ni. Olúwa America náà, ó jẹ́ president. Èmi náà máa lọ.
Dàgbà Ọlọ́run.
Ìbádọ́ òun ìbí náà máa bá jẹ́ president bá ti pẹ́.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Popo, ṣé wọ́n dẹ̀ fẹ́ lọ? Ẹni bá ti fẹ́ lọ Amẹ́ríkà kó mú owó wá o. kó mu wá dédé àwa èèyàn dúdú èrò ń wá náà àyè gbà ní láti lọ́ọ̀yà òun torí Obama ọmọ ẹni ní òun rẹ̀ wà níbẹ̀.
A couple of hours later, the loggers reached the city centre. Piloting a raft the length of 9 football pitches through the arches of the 3rd mainland bridge is never easy, and today the tide is against them. They've barely got 100 meters through when the whole thing becomes stuck. Almost immediately, the first touts from Ebute Metta start appearing on the raft, sizing up the cargo, looking for the best early deals. Although Moses has been trading with them for years, he knows full well that they're all out to rip him off. Despite all the activity on the raft, on shore everything is silent as Paul and the other operators show their respect for Baba Toyin, the man killed at his saw.
This is the machine that the operator died. The cable was on top of the handle of the machine. That is how the electricity killed him. The cable of the machine connected at the wood, and as connected at the wood, he gummed the man, and the man died instantly. They never repair it, that is why I can't touch it anyhow. The cable, this is the cable.
Ta ni ẹ ńgbà tí èyí tó kọ́kọ́ ṣẹlẹ̀ ní nǹkan bí ọ̀sẹ̀ bí oṣù kan sẹ́yìn. Ta ló lè fọwọ́ sọ̀yà nígbà yẹn yí pé má nìyí ló tó máa ṣẹlẹ̀.
Paul and the other saw operators are having a collection to help pay for the dead man's funeral. But with 2 of their friends killed in less than a month, they're up in arms about the conditions they have to work in.
Ibi machine tí o bá ti dá a máa máa rìn ní ibi tí o bá ti dá ká sọ fún ọ tí o bá ti ṣiṣẹ́ o ní operator ti dé nígbà yìí.
Ká máa dá òkú. Àdáwó pa àgọ́ aeroplane.
Àdáwó pa à ń chile.
Ara mọ́tò aeroplane. Kọ́ ìgbó máa fly wá pa àgọ́ aeroplane lọ. Wọ́n fly pa àwọn èèyàn nípa àṣàánú ọ. Ilé ìpọ̀ jù ọ. God.
This is the corpse of the man. The Operators Association, they are the ones that brought the corpse that they want to use in taking the dead body to his hometown. That's the last respect for the man.
Baba Toyin had worked at the sawmill for more than 30 years. He had 2 wives and 7 children, and he'd been planning to retire at the end of the year. As a last act of kindness, Paul and the others collect another few hundred naira to make sure the driver can get the family all the way home to their village.
We believe this time around that each and every operator will be using hand glove and rubber shoes so that we protect our lives from machine shock, electricity. And that is the thing that we did inside meeting this morning, for us to protect our life. Because life have no duplicate, as you can understand.
While the men sort out the funeral arrangements, the small boys at the mill are making the most of their unexpected downtime. For Sunday and Hafiz, this will be the last day off for a while. After working the night shift, Fumi has decided to keep them on permanently.
Everybody is afraid of this work because this work is very wicked. But now, it has now become our best work. So, we love the work that we are doing here. I love working in entertainment.
Ǹjọ́ mi tí n bá sùn mo máa ń lálàá sọ pé kí n ṣàdélé kí n lọ wo mọ́mì mi àti dádì mi. Ó ti tó ọdún méjì kan àbọ̀. Wọ́n ṣáà ń gba díẹ̀díẹ̀ tí n bá gbà ń bẹ̀. Àwọn tó bá ti pọ̀ n lè gbà tí máa fi wọkọ̀ lọ sí ọ̀dọ̀ dádì mi àti mọ́mì mi. Wọ́n máa wá tí máa ṣe kọ́lé tí máa ṣiṣẹ́ everything.
Where my mom bought me knock on him. Huh? The only nation I just say, boy, you look at the fair. For her and see, or be all coming, walk on me, but when they move 1 minute, or soon we have.
Since Chube performed the black magic ritual on him, his son Payo's behavior has got worse. He's done nothing to help out at home, and while his dad's been struggling to build the lodger's new room, he's been out partying with his friends. And now Chube has had enough.
You can want me. You come along, my famara, you come along. I fell out of Guinea, Sakaguan, shop at Calais. Oh, practically.
This evening, Chube's asked Payo to arrange for a second boat to help collect all the wood from Ebute Metta, which he needs to finish building the new room.
Get out! Bí mo bá ti ń bá ẹ sọ kíní kan ó yẹ jẹ́ lè ka tètò wá ká sọ pé ó yá ìkọ́kọ́ kó lè iná tó bá tán ká lọ kó tọ̀hún yẹn. Rámúlẹ̀ ìbúté bọ́kọ̀ ayáráyà.
The following morning, Payo is supposed to be helping Chube pick up the remaining wood. But once again, he went out all night. And by the time Chube gets home, Payo is only just getting in.
Everything. Kí ló rọ mọ́ bí mo pè dé mo pè dé náà rọ ìpè ó kẹ́ mọ́ mi lọ sọ mi ó wá.
Ẹni kó bẹ̀ jáde.
Ọmọ mo bí àgbò náà lè bẹ̀ dáa kan. Ọmọ lọ́mọ ni wọ́n.
To make matters worse, Chube's boat almost sank on the way home.
Bàbá gèdè ọwọ́ bá àdẹ̀gbò àmì olúwa rẹ̀. Ẹ sọ. Ara fẹ́ parẹ́.
Bàbá gòkè, bàbá gòkè, bàbá gòkè, bàbá.
How we punish a child that you cannot do for me?
Inú kan tẹ́kọ̀ lọkọ̀ mi jọ ní lọkọ̀ mi jọ máa fi torí ẹ̀ máa bí mi. Wọ́n bí mi ò lè lọ bẹ̀ wọ́n. Mo lè bẹ̀ wọ́n òótọ́ ni. Ojú sọ wọn máa gbọ́ mi, mo bẹ̀ wọ́n tí mo bẹ̀ wọ́n tí láàjà.
Dako, ẹ ká lọ lé báyìí.
The Bible said that when you born a child, train your child. When he grown up, he will give you rest. This is what I'm doing.
Ó tọrọ máa ń korò ní Payo ní ìsìgbà tó yẹ kọ ẹnu ẹrẹ sísá yín níbo ló fẹ́ lọ níbo ló fẹ́ lọ.
a sọ fẹ́ pé mo ní ilé.
Ilé wo ló ní. Ìsìbẹ́tà kò lọ rán yàn bẹ́ẹ̀ dáadé ó tọrọ nínú rẹ̀ sọ.
Ọbẹ̀ yàn tí.
Ó dà mo ti gbọ́.
11, 5, 6.
Irọ́ o ṣáà ń gégùn ẹ̀ sẹ́yìn àwọn kò ó máa jẹ́ kí iṣẹ́ ẹ̀ pẹ́ ẹ̀ ṣé tó kó ìjò ń rọ̀ pé kò síbi tá a lè lọ.
It's Moses' last day in Lagos. All his wood has been measured, and this afternoon he's heading back to university to pay his fees. All he needs to do now is agree the figures with his buyer.
Hello, Lori. If he's want to try to cheat me, he's trying to cheat me, and I will not agree with him. That with the price. Coach one, we come to my 37.
37.
Lagos, they are too rugged. You know, Lagos boy, everything shout. They like to threaten you whether you will come to their line. That is the Lagos character, Lagos habit. They like to cheat their neighbors. Is 500. For their own book there is 550. Not is of me. It's my in-law, so you can't tell me what is not.
Why 78 cubic 250? Of 143 cubic 350. Akun 56 cubic 500. 20,000. Then 7,500.
I need to rebase.
4 hours later, they finally agree a price.
Total money is 89,400 now. So me too, I'm very, very active. So I'm not wanting him to beat me down. That is why I'm strong and I'm strong my face.
Thank you very much. This is the house that I want to pay. This is my own house now.
Despite all the setbacks, Paul has finally managed to save the 15,000 naira deposit he needs to start renting his own place.
So this is where I'll be living now. Then I'll be out from the sawmill where I'm sleeping. This is the new house that I get now. The house get light, but I will connect the remaining light there now as soon as possible when I enter inside. The window, the wood now is not good anymore, but I will change the wood. I put everything in order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. The total money will be 15,500. So count this first.
You know, money talks, money do undo. Money rule the world, as you can learn. So, and because of money, we are in the city, looking for the money, fetching for money. But money is hiding up and down, and we believe that one day we grab it. We get it.
Later I will put my own key because this is their own key. But yeah, proud house owner.
Money is breeze, is flowing like air. When it comes to poor man, the poverty will change and the poor man will be rich. And that is the thing that comes to poor people and they become rich and they stay like rich people. Enjoying today are richer. And that's how I feel.
It's 2 months since Chube installed his fish pond. And thanks to his loving care, the 200 sprats he put in have already doubled in size.
As the more you put, more the job, more we give them rapid growth.
He's finally managed to finish the new room, and Joseph, the lodger, has found the money for the full deposit and is ready to move in any day now. And the foreign fish smoking business is a roaring success, selling all over Makoko. And to cap it all, even Chubei's magical mathematical formula has come good.
Chubei win lotto.
This is what Baba Jabu brought for Lagos. For we a poor man to helping us. So when you put a little money, you get a big money. You take 20 naira, win 4,008.
It's a lot.
Thank you. It's a risky, it's a gambler.
In this Lagos, anybody came to this Lagos and he didn't have his sense. He cannot get sense anymore. Because here, if you are a fool, they will learn you how to get sense. If you are a Dundee United, when they started to plug pepper on you, you will get sense. I will see the napping, the two down. That's 25.31. The two enter. I put 40 naira, that's 9,006 plus 4,008. That's a 14,400. It's a big money. If you are a mogul, when they play you up and down, from there you will create a green light, you will see the road. So Lagos, anybody come to Lagos, if you not get sense, you will go back with full sense. Because when they started to dribble you, your eye will open. So Lagos is a city of no yabbing.
This is how it is. So I want to give to my child now. You should go and collect the money for me with immediately effect and with automatic alacrity. Thank you.
Chubei and the others are just some of the 11 million people in the slums that give Lagos its unique character. But all that might be about to change. A new breed of politicians have drawn up plans to demolish the slums and turn Lagos into a megacity of the future.
In 10 years' time, it's going to be great. Lagos, I believe Lagos is going to, we are going to compare Lagos and London. Yes, in 10 years' time, you will see people from London, England, Ireland would like to come to Lagos to come and have their holidays.
If your school would like to twin with a school in Nigeria, take a look at the website bbc.co.uk/worldclass.
Tonight's debate was a lot more confrontational than the first. We had the highlights, reaction from top politicians, analysis from our political and diplomatic editors, political insiders and instant voter verdicts. That's Newsnight in half an hour.